Okay. Well, I'm terribly sorry for that, but I have to thank Microsoft Corporation for this unwanted interruption. When I started the live stream, I already saw that there was an update ready for the computer, but I thought I could get away with not installing it. For some reason, computers back to differ and pushed the installation through. So that was too much for my old shop laptop, which has a chronicle shortage of memory. But I'm back, and we are now ready to do the coring. So I'm going to prepare for that, and the first step will be that I make this top section a bit more flat, at least the part where I will put the coring tool on. Okay, so still in third gear. It's fairly important that this surface is flat, because that will make it easier for the cutter to enter the wood. And this is all a pretty violent operation. I think I'm somewhere here, so still a bit more. Excuse me. So when I measured the piece, when I put it on the lathe again, it was 41 centimeters, or almost 6.5 inches. 16.5, sorry. Well, I hope this is smooth enough. Oh, again, the piece wants to come off, but I'm not going to do anything about it now. When I have my coring tool in place, it will be so tight on the chuck that it will be good. Yeah, I need to take a bit more here. It's a slight bulge still. Okay. I think that's smooth enough. Okay, that's better. It's a better way to do it. I just turn down the speed control before stopping the lathe. Then it doesn't come off. One viewer back. Welcome, whoever you are. Okay. Now, for the coring, I have seen incredible things done by people to determine where they want to have their coring setup. But actually, it's fairly simple. The only thing that you have to look at is the depth that you want to go, because these cutters. So I'm going to use this one. I have the Portman's solution. So I'm going to use this one. This is the largest bowl I can get. Also the one I have used the least thus far. And this has a diameter of well 15 centimeters, so 6 inches internal. And yeah, the cutter width is about a centimeter. So that means it will be something like 7 inches or 14 inches outside diameter. Hmm? No, not 14. 6, 7. Yeah. So 16 centimeters. I should try to stick with metric. Now, I have measured the blank and it is 14 centimeters deep. I want to have a wall thickness of 3.5. So I need to go in for 14 minus 3.5, and that 3.5 is measured up until the where the chuck sits against the bowl, so not including the tenon. So 14 minus 3.5 is 10.5 centimeters. So I haven't even loosened the thing yet. I will do so now. 1 second, because it lives at the end of my late bed when not in use. Very convenient, because then it's always there when I need it. And I have always a piece of cloth in each of the two holes, so that they do not get clogged with shavings from my other turning. Okay. So one hole is for the for the cutter, and the other is for the guide bar. You'll see that in a second. Oh yeah. No, it was somewhere here because I used it. Let me see. No. Okay. No, this is not it. It is somewhere over here. The only question is where. Where have I put it? Hidden in plain sight, probably, but still a nuisance if you need it and you can't find it. Did I put it in some drawer? No. Okay. Nobody leaves the building. That's the small cutter and the small guide. So, not what I'm looking for. No. Ah, oh, hidden under a big pile of shit. Okay, there it is. More or less where I thought it would be, but okay. Sorry for that. For those who are interested, by the way, this is the one-way setup. Okay, so and I'm taking my time with this because I wanted to show you how I do it. So I put the cutter on the wood like this. Then I have my square, which I also had here somewhere. Oh no, come on, this is getting too crazy. My square. Okay. Then I put the square on the lathe bed and I align the base plate such that it's square on the lathe bed. Then I take my centimeter and I measure the distance along the waist from the base plate to, in this case, where I put my my banjo. That's 28 centimeters. And I set 14, 3.5. That's 10.5. So I need to move this in 10.5 centimeters. From 28, that is 17.5. So I'm now loosening the base plate somewhat again and moving it in till 17.5 centimeters, which is about here. Okay. Then check again for square, like so. And now comes the interesting part, tighten it. And you have to tighten this really well, as you will probably understand. Okay. Then the support, for now, it cannot do very much, so I think I'll put it like this. Support is a fairly important piece of the whole operation. You will see that in a minute, but for now it's somewhat in the way. Okay, I think we are good. 17.5, yes. A brief, quick double check. This is 15 And I'm away from the center of rotation about 5. So that means 10 and a bit. Yeah, I'm good. Okay. Then, yeah, I'm back, Mike. Thanks. With the interesting part this time. Oh, so then I'm changing the gears on the lathe because for this I have found that uh, only first gear is good enough. So I'm changing the belt accordingly. Yeah, should be good. Okay. Yeah, it spins absolutely free. And I'm at half speed in first gear, which means I'm about just over 200 RPM. Now, let the mayhem begin. I sharpened my cutter for the previous one, by the way, so should be cutting nice and easy still. Applying very little pressure. But as you can see with a sharp cutter, it works really nice. And then you have to set up that base plate because it has a very wide range of motion. You have to set it up such that you can see that right here. Okay. So now you put the lip of the support into the groove just slightly before where the cut ends so that it does not rub in any way. And now I have to put it such that the center of the support is underneath the cutter all the way. And then I check if the cutter is still able to rotate or to move a bit like this freely. It does. So yeah. And now the cutter is supported by this underlying support piece, and yeah, that makes all the difference in the world. I tell you. But you need to have some power to do this. I think on a 1 horsepower motor, it's uh, it's death for your motor. This one is two horsepower and it just manages. So for now, the shavings are still coming out of the groove nicely. But sometimes that happens. Okay, let me check the tightness of my. Because this is green wood, so the fibers give way, and then it might come off all of a sudden. Okay, well, while I'm at it, I can move the support in a bit further again. And see, we did quite some distance already. Good. Nicely underneath. Okay, and then I will look at it again. Cool, yeah, cool. It is, Rob. Thanks for watching. Hey. Good. There we go again. I could have taken a larger ball out of this if I had had the proper cutter to do it. But thus far, I have never needed it. This is actually the first blank where it would come in handy to have one size bigger. And it's an investment, and you have to consider whether it's worth buying it. I have made that consideration, and I thought it would not be worth it. So move in the support again. So now we're getting to the stage where the shavings do not come out so easily anymore. Which means that you have to take the cutter back out of the cut and remove them like that. But still, it's way faster than doing it with the gouge, and you can make two balls from one piece. It's always good to have the support as close to the end of the cut as you can. You can see that the blank is already changing shape. It's turning oval as we work on it. I think I've done a video in the past for this, but never live. Then it looks as if you're barely making progress, and then when you take the cutter out, there's a lot of shavings on there still. And they break. As in, they hold up the rotation of the piece. It's better to do this while the piece is still wet, because the wood gets so much easier. A bit more speed, I think. Okay. I'm really trying to follow up with the support as closely as I can, because that does make all the difference. It helps you keep your equipment in one piece. And I'm not applying a whole lot of pressure. But as you can see, we are getting somewhere. You can hear and feel when it is cutting right, which is now. Okay, like so. As you can see, the support is now almost completely in the gap. So we are almost at the bottom of the cut. That point is reached when the arm of the cutter is parallel with the face of the piece. sometimes there are just a few shavings stuck at the front of the cutter, which prevent it from biting into the wood properly. And then you have to retract a bit more often. Just remove that little bit of fuzz on there. Oh, we are getting somewhere. Almost through. Ah. And there we have it. The only thing I forgot to do in my optimism was to cut a recess in the front of this one. So I'll now have to put it between centers, or I have to reuse the holes from the faceplate to get a tenon on the other side. But this is just secondary. I mean, the big prize is still on the lathe. Oh yeah, very smart. But that is basically how you do a coring. Or at least how I do them. Now let's check for depth. Ten and a half minus the thickness of the cutter. Well, 10 and a bit. So that's the depth till the bottom of this hole here, next to this little bump in the middle, which has been left standing. Let's put this in its proper place right away, so that I don't have to look for it next time. Okay. So when you buy this, you have to order the clamping plate for the ways separately. You have to specify the dimensions of your waist, and then you get the right size of clamping block sent with your kit. So, like I said, this baby lives at the end of my lathe bed. Okay. I'm putting back in the pieces of cloth for the dust, and now it's a matter of of finishing this one. Yeah, nice looking wood. I agree. I thought when I found it, it was willow, but I'm pretty sure meanwhile that it is elm. So now I'm changing the gears on the lathe back to fourth gear, I would say, which is the gear I typically use for balls, although not for such a big one. So maybe I have to switch to third after all. As you can see, the banjo just barely clears the bottom of the bowl, and it is still well over 40 centimeters. But the advantage now is that we're a bit more in balance, of course. So I can just round this off. Okay. I want to retain about 35 millimeters. So that's here. So quite a bit of wood left to take. I think I'll go sharpen my my big outs before I start on that. Okay. So I've turned the speed down a bit. Let's see what happens. My lathe still wants to vibrate. That's how heavy this wood is. And if I hold my hand like this, you can see the water still flying out of it. although the weight has decreased considerably already, I still wouldn't want to have this piece fly off the lathe, so it's better to double check the tightness of the chuck. You can see we have a lot more balance now. I think my bottom gouge might be helpful here. If only I can increase the speed a bit. This is about half in fourth gear, which equals 800. Oh, now it's really spraying. It's not just that this gouge gives me a better angle, it's also it has a longer handle, so that makes things easier too. Okay. Oh, I have to do a thorough cleanup of the shop after this. You won't believe how much water is coming out of this. Okay, that's looking nice. I think even the wall thickness is pretty even. I only want to have a bit smoother rim on the bottom part of this. Okay. I'm getting showered here. That's how it is. My latest new toy. It's absolutely not necessary to use it here, but I would like to because I can. A decent scraper, finally. And like I say, it's absolutely unnecessary to do this because the wood will warp and move anyway. But it's nice to try to play with your new toys. My homemade depth meter is no longer able to fit. So maybe if I do it like this. It was not designed for balls this size. Let's put it like that. Yeah, I'm now at 11 centimeters almost deep. And 14 to the bottom. I think it's best to leave it at this. I have no idea how much this wood will move, but I would expect it will move quite a bit. So I'll try to find 2 big paper bags and fit it in. I'm happy that I did this now because the wood is still really fresh, no cracks. So yeah, looking to continue in at least, well, I think this one will have to dry for a year. I think I'll turn the second bowl off camera and leave it at this. Thank you for watching, guys.